Recording started.
Share the disk. Alright, today I want to take a look at Read2Go, the app for Bookshare that allows you to access books on your iPad. This is by far the best reading app on the iPad going right now. If you're a member of Bookshare, you can download it. It is a $20 download, so it's a little bit more expensive, than a lot of text readers. And Bookshare itself is free, so this is the only cost associated with being able to read your books on your iPad. I have it here, my text-to-speech. I'm going to go ahead and open up Read2Go. And you're going to see right now what pops up is my list of books that I have in here. I'm going to hit search down at the bottom.
Search.
And search is going to take me to
Search. Search.
The ways that I can search. So I can search by the latest books, the popular books, categories, or periodicals. There are over 170,000 titles in Bookshare, so chances are the book that you're looking for you're going to be able to access through here. You can get textbooks, you can get works of literature, there's lots of different things you can get. What's neat about this is how quickly the books come to what you're doing. So if I went into this and I hit, say I want to search for popular books, and I hit popular. It's going to show me popular books that are up there.
100 at 90,674.
So 90,000 popular books there. I see The Hunger Games. That's a popular book. I'm going to go ahead and tap on The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
Now what I have to do
Collins.
is I do have to select a student to send this to. We can't just download it without having it associated with a student that's on a Bookshare account. So I'm going to hit Select Students.
Select Students.
And I have a generic student there. I'm going to go ahead and hit Joe Smith's name.
Download started.
And it's going to download the book.
Wait.
It does not
Download
take long.
completed.
There it was, 3.5 seconds. It's downloaded The Hunger Games. Now I can choose if I want to read it now or access it later. I'm going to hit yes, that I want to read it now.
Book.
And it's going to open that book for me. So now as you can see, it takes me right to the beginning of this. Any book that it downloads in a DAISY format. Now being in a DAISY format, what that means is that it's marked up so that we can kind of go through and navigate this different ways. So if you look up here where you see this, these little lines, that is the table of contents. If we tap on that,
Navigation.
we're going to be able to navigate by chapters or however they have it marked up here. So we could go to different places within the book at this point. Down at the bottom, this is where we read. If we look down here, this is the play button. This is, go forward or back a sentence or a line, and these two on the ends are go forward or back a page. So I'm going to hit go forward a page. We'll find there's some content. The table of contents will try and get to a page with text. There's the beginning of our text. Now what's really nice about this that you don't see with several other apps that read is it reads and it does dual highlighting. So dual highlighting means it's going to highlight the background and it's going to highlight each word as it reads, so the students can follow along and recognize words visually as they hear them. So if I hit play here.
When I wake up, the other side of the bed is cold. My fingers stretch out, seeking friends' warmth, but finding only the rough canvas cover of the mattress.
You're going to see it's going to highlight and it's going to read as it goes. Now, the button next to the table of contents button, that is a bookmark button. So if we get to something that we find important, we can tap the bookmark button.
Set bookmark has been completed.
And it's going to bookmark it in gray. Now, if we bookmark other things as well, so maybe I go down here and I bookmark this also.
Set bookmark has been completed.
Now we can navigate by bookmark. So if we go and we hit the table of contents button,
navigation.
So you can navigate by section, or if we tap bookmark,
bookmark,
it's going to allow us to navigate to the bookmark, the places that we have bookmarked already. So that's a helpful way to navigate within this. The other thing, if I were to end my Read2Go session here, click out of this and go back and do something else and then come back into it, it's going to open up to the place that I left off. So it's going to get to the place where I left off. It's going to be easy to jump right back in and go from there. Now there are some other things that we can do to this to change settings. If we tap the settings button, which is this little gears button here, you can see we can change the font size. Changing the font size is very simple. We tap font size and we drag the cursor, or that we drag that little slider bar to a level that we want it to be.
59 points.
And then we tap the book. and it makes that change for us. So for students with visual impairments, we can make that change.
Settings.
And we have
Font
to
size settings.
restore the
Restore
default,
default.
and we go back into settings,
Settings.
and we'll look at visual changes. So
Visual
with visual
settings.
changes, the foreground color is the color of the text. We can change the color of the text. Maybe we want white text on a black background. We can change the foreground color to
Foreground
white,
colors white.
and we can change
Visual
the background
settings.
color.
Background color
black.
selected black.
And then if we tap
Visual
in here,
settings.
it's going to change those colors for us as well. So we can change the back, we can change the visual look of this.
Settings. Visual
We'll
settings.
restore the
Restore
default,
default.
and we'll go back to the visual settings.
Setting. Visual settings.
You can change the highlighter color, the word color, the bookmark color. I don't have the images on right now. Downloading books with images in it can be quite a bit more, they're usually quite a bit bigger, takes more time to download, so we're just turning those off right now. So we can change a lot of those visual things, and that can be very helpful for lots of different students. We hit settings here, and we go back and we hit audio.
Audio settings.
So if we can have, I have Read2Go audio on right now. If I turn that off, I can use the voiceover audio within the iPad and navigate through this. That's really only going to work well if you're somebody with a visual impairment. If you're somebody with a learning disability doing this, you probably want to just keep the Read2Go audio on. Below that we have the voices. Right now we're listening to Heather read.
Voice selected Heather.
There's also Ryan. Here's what he sounds like.
Change the voice of text to speech. My name.
We'll leave it at
voice,
Heather.
text to speech.
Those are your two options.
Audio settings.
And then you have a speed dial there. So if this is reading too slow, you can take and you can speed it up, and it'll pick up the pace as to how it reads. One other cool setting with this is the background playback. So if we want to do other things on our iPad, we can turn background playback
Background playback on.
Now if we start listening to this, and then we go to do something else, and we click out of Read2Go, it will keep reading in the background.
I prop myself up on one elbow. There's enough light in the bedroom to
So we can go on and
my
do
little
something
sister,
else
Prim, curled up
while
on
it
her
keeps
side.
reading. But at this point, we're not going to see that text while we're listening to
and
it.
sleep. My mother
And
looked.
we can come back in and shut that off. So again, we won't, if we back out of it, we won't see the text while we're listening. So there's more of a tendency to be able to drift away from it for some students. But we do have the capability to listen to that stuff and be able to take it in while we're doing other things on the iPad. The downsides to this, well, I guess it does work with Daisy books. You can load in other Daisy books aside from the Bookshare Daisy books through iTunes and access them, but that's not very common. There's a ton of books within Bookshare that you can work with. It works. I already mentioned it works in conjunction with VoiceOver. You can connect it via Bluetooth to a Braille display, and when you do that, you can have this Bookshare books being read out loud on a refreshable Braille display popping up on there so somebody that's blind can follow along in Braille. And if you're in a school district and you want to purchase several copies of this, Apple does offer volume purchase options for Read2Go in there. So you can get it for a little bit less than $20 if you're buying them in bulk. The downsides to this, there is not a search feature for finding words within the text. So we can't search by words to get to someplace. That could be a downside. Another downside, there's no dictionary connected to this, so we can't look up a definition. Now we can try maybe using, so if we hold over dream and let go, we can use the Apple define to get the definition out of Apple. But you have to make sure you're updated to the latest iOS to be able to do that. That's not a Bookshare option. And then you can see that it doesn't always pop up. At this point it wants to jump to speak on me. It doesn't want to allow me to define. So it only allowed me to define that one, but now that's not even happening anymore. So it looks like once it kicks in, it's very hard to get a definition out of this when we're trying to when you come to a word that you don't know. The other downside to this, you can't adjust pronunciation. So it's going to pronounce things how it thinks it's supposed to be pronounced. My last name, I'm sure it would get it wrong in here. One of the issues that we saw when we were looking at this particular book before was they were talking about a bow and arrow, and it kept reading it as bow. So you can't change that pronunciation. You would have to make your students aware that when they say bow, it probably means a bow here. So again, it's just a real simple, very simple interface that you're dealing with here. Here's my bookshelf. It's showing all the books that I have downloaded here. I can open them up and go from there. The one other thing I do want to show you is if I search, we looked at books. They do offer periodicals here as well. So we're in Iowa. Maybe we want to read an Iowa newspaper. Hit periodicals.
Periodical quiz.
We can go up this list,
246
and we can search from it. Hit D, and we'll search for the Des Moines Register. There it is, the Des Moines Register Online. I'm going to tap that.
Des Moines Register Online.
It gives me
results 1-4 of 4.
Gives me the last 4 days of the register. I want to look at today's.
Des Moines Register Online.
I'll open it up.
Select student.
Choose my student.
Download started.
It's going to download it.
Please wait. Download completed.
Took 3 seconds. Say I want to read it. And now I've got access to the Des Moines Register. If you look up at the table of contents,
navigation.
Here's the different articles within this. Here's the obituaries, business news, and we can go and say we want to read news. We want to read this Register exclusive.
Register exclusive. Harkin.
We'll tap on that.
On Institute memo says
and it'll take us right to that article. We can hit read and read that. So aside from books, it gives us access to lots of periodicals too. Fantastic app, definitely worth the $20, especially if you want to be able to have a student with a disability be able to read things on a mobile device like an iPad. I believe there's an Android app for it as well, but I would certainly recommend this one. And if you have any questions on it, feel free to shoot me an email at james-stachowiak@uiowa.edu or give me a call, 319-335-5280. Thanks for watching.